Hey, Exoticals, it's your girl back with another Exotical rant. You know what I was thinking about today? I was thinking about something serious. Let's get right into it, ladies. I was thinking about Taylor Benz. Who is that? She was a 24-year-old young lady that was involved in a lot of stuff. She started doing exotic dancing. It was in the adult entertainment spectrum. She actually moved from her hometown to Atlanta, Georgia, and she was involved in a lot of stuff. And unfortunately, because of those things that she was involved in and the people that she was around, particularly one person, Jason Leroy Brown, she was unalived. And let's get right into it. Taylor Benz was a 24-year-old single mom. She was trying to start a new life. She needed money. So like a lot of young girls, she ran to the big city. She ran to Atlanta trying to get a bag. She met this older guy that was a business owner. She thought did the come up. You know, she thought she was making money. She was taking care of her daughter. But things tragically turned for her on Tuesday, July 28th, 2018, in Stone Mountain, Georgia, where she was actually residing. Leroy Brown showed up at her place. He claimed that she had stole his watch. He began to drag her down some stairs and beat her. And during that beating, she suffered a stroke. And due to that stroke, she passed away. Immediately, a bolo was put out for his arrest. He was arrested, but again, he made bond, and he only paid $12,000 to get out. They had the trial a couple years later, because this happened in 2018. They didn't have the trial. I think they didn't have the trial until 2022 because of COVID and whatnot. And unfortunately, the only charge he was found guilty of was simple assault, which is a misdemeanor. And he was let out on time served that day, because he had already spent a month in county jail before his bond hearing. So let's get into why I'm bringing this story up today. Ladies, Exoticals, this is a cautionary tale again, and I'm bringing this story up because Taylor, even though she is gone, we don't need to forget her. She's an Exotical. We don't need to forget women like her. What am I talking about? I'm talking about all the spirit in us as young women to do the come up. We all have that spirit in us. We all want to live a better life, have better clothes, cars, houses, have a better lifestyle. We all want to elevate, in a sense, to the person that we want to be. And that's what Taylor was trying to do, but she went about it the wrong way. You see, and a lot of us get entangled into that entertainment industry, especially stripping, cam girls. You get a lot of times, especially when I feel like, you know how they say marijuana is a gateway drug? I feel like stripping is a gateway drug. You know, it's a gateway into other things that are like porn, like just other detrimental things that young girls don't need to be doing, and a lot of them cannot handle. It's like a gateway into that world. And a lot of girls don't fare well in that world after they get taken over by it. Just like Taylor. She moved to Atlanta in 2018 and she died in 2018. You see how fast things happen? So if this is what I want to tell you, Exotics, today. If you're a small town girl, you're trying to elevate yourself. Stop, think about it. If you don't have kids, do not have kids out of wedlock first. Don't keep having kids by men that won't marry you and take financial support of you and that child. Don't do it. If you already have had kids, don't have any more by somebody that will not marry you. And by having certain standards in place, you avoid a lot of this. If you already had a child, it's a blessing. But if you keep continuing these cycle of making bad decisions, second thing, there's no such thing as fast money. Just like guys get into drug dealing, girls get into stripping and adult entertainment, and they think it's a fast way to make a buck and they're going to do a quick come up. Usually that never happens. Usually you get taken over by that world. Usually for you to have to do everything they require you to do, you got to get a buzz. Now you're an alcoholic or you're sipping too much on drinks. Then you start getting into hardest. One thing leads into the next. And before you know it, that lifestyle has taken you over. When she first got to Atlanta, she looked beautiful. By the time she left in a body bag full of tattoos, full of pain and agony that the underworld had taken over her. Like literally, not saying, and tattoos are not bad, don't get me wrong, but just it's a gateway. Just like people say, don't start doing one thing because it leads into the next. Stripping leads into a lot of other stuff. You meet a lot of unsavory people. You meet a lot of dark spirited people. And if you're not ready, if you're, and she was only 24, so her brain was not even fully developed. And I'm telling this to any young girl, if you're under 25, don't get involved in a game and become somebody's pawn. If you don't know how to play the game, if you don't know what you're doing, don't get involved in this stuff. It is not built for the weak. And a lot of times girls end up either strung out, they leave in a body bag, or they get locked up themselves for doing something. So this is a cautionary tale. I see so many young girls saying, I'm going to LA, I'm going to Atlanta, I'm going to Miami. And they end up stripping. They end up doing porn. They end up into an underworld that takes them over because they're not prepared for it. They'll do anything for money because they feel like the almighty dollar. I got to get that dollar. I got to get that green. Taylor Benz is 6 feet under trying to get that green. And it was less than a year. She got in Atlanta in 2018 and she left in 2018 in a body bag to go home. She was from Tennessee. She was from Nashville. Ladies, it's not worth it. The fast money is not worth it. Never let this underworld take you over. Never let people play you as a pawn in their game. Like literally 18-year-olds graduate high school every year. You're not the only pretty girl. They've effed over a lot of other pretty girls. Be smart about it. Like when you start stripping, think about it. Like before you even start stripping, it's costing you money. You got to get your hair done, nails done, makeup, clothes, shoes. You're already at least $500 in the hole. Does this lifestyle really make sense for you? And it's fun because you're young and you're out there and it's fun, but fun turns into something not so fun after a while. It can go from being fun to being a felony. So ladies, really, if you're under 25, you don't need to be in these clubs. You don't need to be considering adult entertainment if you're not. And a lot of times you're not even prepared mentally for what you're going to have to deal with. You're not. So if you're thinking about doing something, do something where you can tell your kids that you do that and you don't have to feel ashamed. Okay? Do something where you don't have to worry looking behind your back when you leave work because you're scared somebody's following you. Do something else. Think. Start a YouTube. It's so many other ways to make money that you don't have to get involved in this stuff. So think before your actions, because going to a major city and getting involved in adult entertainment is not what you think it's going to be. And you don't have a support system, you don't have friends and family around, and you're trusting strangers. It can be very dangerous. So, ladies, let Taylor Benn's story be a cautionary tale. Jason Leroy Brown was over 10 years older than her. The guy that unalived her. He's still living. He's still doing whatever. He's going to the next girl. This happened in 2018. So 2019, 2020, 2021, 22, 3. So that was like over 6 years ago, you know? So he's living his life on to the next girl while her parents had to bury her. She had a daughter. Think about it. And then before her mom even could go to trial, because the trial was in 2022, her mom passed away. So now her daughter doesn't have her mom or her grandmother. She's with another family member. Ladies, If not for you, if you have kids, think about your kids. It's not the lifestyle that you think. It's not all glitz and glamour. Everything that shines is not gold. Okay? Everything that looks shiny and bright is not glittery and happy faces. This is a grown woman's game. Okay? Don't get overtaken by don't get overtaken by I'll say the dark web. Okay? And think like it's going to turn out good for you. It's not. It's literally like being a drug dealer. It's only two ways out. And they're both bad ways out. Either they're going to use you up and toss you out, or you're going to leave in a body bag like Taylor. So ladies, please learn from other people's mistakes. Jason Leroy Brown, the man that was accused of murdering Taylor, all he got was a simple assault charge, which was a misdemeanor. Okay? And there were witnesses. The witnesses backed out because of the court trial and COVID and stuff. They couldn't get them to court. So she never really got justice. And I know the family feels that way too. So ladies, please, this is coming from your girl, Exotical Rants. Be careful, think things through. And if you're under 25, let yourself grow up, girl. Let yourself grow up. Stop trying to move so fast. Think first. Think second. Think things through before you make decisions that will affect the totality of your whole life. Think things through. This is your girl back with another Exotical Rant. Condolences to the family of Taylor Benz. And remember, Exoticals, it only takes one mistake to really ruin your whole life. It only takes one bad decision. So if you're under 25, stop moving so fast and start thinking and writing down your plans and doing things safely. Okay, bye, ladies.